I'm Amanda Mankey. I'm your host for the Heist Movie Revisited. I have some very special guests with me here today that will be telling me their stories of how they wrote and produced the movie. I have here with me Don Twilliger, board member and past president of the Del Mar Historical Society. Welcome, Don.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I understand you're part of the Del Mar Historical Society. How long have you been involved?
Since about 1986, and I have been former past president at one time, a few years ago, but I'm on the board and active with the Historical Society.
How did you get involved?
I got involved because I felt that I should be involved because I was born in Del Mar, and way before you were born, and so I'm interested in history. I like history of any type, so that's why I'm involved with the Del Mar Historical Society.
So I understand you know the producer Rick Rosenberg.
Yes.
How long have you known him for?
Oh, since about 1973. I met him at an athletic club, and I've known him for all those years. And that he used to live in Los Angeles, and I was living in Los Angeles. I had a house there and a house here. And then when I retired, I came down to Del Mar, and all of a sudden he was in a store. And I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I live in Del Mar." And I said, "Oh my God." So he had a house here, and we rekindled an old friendship. And he's a real good friend, and he's an amazing person.
Thank you.
You bet.
I have here with me Rick Rosenberg, the producer of The Heist. Welcome, Rick.
Welcome. No, I've had a business producing partner since we started. His name is Bob Christensen, so I should give him some credit too. He's in LA. I'm down here, but no, he's been a terrific partner for almost 40 years. So we've done a lot of movies, and he's been a good partner. But I was on this one more than Bob was.
So can you tell us a little bit how you got into producing?
I had been in the mailroom at Columbia Pictures, and then I became an assistant to a executive at Columbia Pictures, and then he was going to go into producing, and he passed away, and I stayed on that movie, which was a Steve McQueen picture called The Reavers, and Bob was a friend of the executive producer of The Reavers, and we both submitted the same story to be, after I had worked on the movie, we both submitted the same story to them to be our executive producers on a movie, and they put us together, and we did a picture called Adam at 6 a.m. with Michael Douglas, which was Michael Douglas's second movie, and that started Chris Rose Productions with Bob Christensen and myself, and we started producing movies.
Wow, so how many movies have you produced?
I don't know, many pictures, mostly for television, a lot of TV movies, and a couple of features, 2 or 3 features. The first picture was a feature, and then we did a feature a few years ago with that Maya Angelou, the poet, directed, with Wesley Snipes and Alfred Woodard in the cast, and which was quite successful. And so we've done a few features, but more television movies has really been our career.
So I understand you're not from the San Diego area, more LA. How did you come to San Diego?
Well, one of the many movies that we produced for HBO was, we decided to do it here in San Diego. And again, I was born in LA many years ago, and when I got down here, we were only shooting 5 days. So I said, well, I'll stay here for 5 days and go home on the weekends. But I started looking around, and San Diego was so cool, and the people were so nice, and they were friendly, and I loved the whole atmosphere of it. I loved it being a little bit kickback and laid back and everything like that. So I kept on saying, well, maybe I'll stay here on the weekend. And And I did stay here on the weekends. And then after the shoot of the movie, I said, this isn't a bad place to live, and I think I'd like to live here, because you were going out of town on location for most movies anyway. Most of the films we have done recently have been in Canada. So I said, I don't have to live in Los Angeles to shoot in Canada. I can live in San Diego to shoot in Canada. So I decided to move here, I think, right after this movie. The movie you're going to screen tonight is what, as I say, sold me on San Diego, and I moved very soon after that to here. And it was fun.
So I understand the movie tonight is a romantic thriller?
Yeah, well, it's a comedy thriller. I don't know, it's a comedy of action adventure thriller. Yeah, I mean, Rick Natkin, the writer who you'll talk with next, can tell you a lot about it. We were called in very late on this picture. Originally, there was other producers involved, and then HBO called us and said everybody quit, or the director quit, and we're in a mess. Can you help pull this all together? So we said, we'll try. So we got involved, and we brought Rick Natkin and his partner Dave Fuller to do the script. And we came down here, we looked around, and we said, okay, let's make this picture, and we pulled it all together, and that was the reason for being here and for doing the picture here.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a delight to be here.
I'm here with Rick Natkin, the screenwriter of The Heist. Welcome, Rick.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good to be here.
So how did you get involved with screenwriting?
Well, that's a good question. I wanted to get in the movie business, and came out after college and was doing things, being like a props assistant and a location scout and things like that. And, talked to a director and said, how can I do what you do when I grow up? And he said, can you write? I said, of course, I can do everything. He said, go write some screenplays. If you get good at it, maybe someday they'll let you direct. I never got that good, but they did make a lot of the movies, so that was good.
How many movies have you screenwritten for?
Well, I think I've had about 12 things made as feature-length films, and I probably sold 100 scripts, but they don't make every one of them. It's just sort of, they go into development hell.
So how did you meet Rick Rosenberg?
I started working with Rick on a mini-series project for CBS about Alaska, and that lasted a long time. We didn't actually get it made, but it was a great project. I got to go to Alaska, and I dated Sarah Palin. No, I didn't. But it was good. It was a great experience, and we then worked together on several other projects, and 2 of them have been made, and a couple others that we have our hopes for.
So with you and Rick Rosenberg being working with 2 separate departments of movie making, how often do you 2 come together to work together?
Well, we've worked. How often? We work together frequently, and we stay in touch. Like, what are you doing? What are you working on? What am I working on? If I have an idea I think he'd be interested in, I may call him and tell him about it before I've even finished it, and sort of get him interested, so he'll want to look at it. And a lot of times he will be looking at a script that he thinks has potential, but maybe has some problems that he thinks I would be good at solving. Mm-hmm. So it's really worked out well in both ways. I mean, we've each brought projects to the other, knowing the kinds of things that that we're each good at, or that would both be interested in. So it's been a really good relationship, and we've known each other about 30 years now. And so. Okay,
so as you were writing this movie, did you kind of envision who you wanted the characters to be played as?
It's interesting. This movie, I came in to do a rewrite of the original script. It had been written to be kind of a much bigger, big action movie. Lots of production values. Helicopters and all kinds of stuff. And when HBO wanted to make this film, they needed to scale it down a little. So I came in and we made sort of a more character-focused piece, and tried to make it a little, instead of making it like all just, tension, action, edge of your seat kind of movie. Try and make it a little more human, a little more humorous, a little more human scale to the film, and tried a few things that were more tongue-in-cheek or kind of a lighter tone to it, and which is good because I'm not a very serious person. So.
Well, thank you very much for being with us here tonight.
Well, that's my pleasure. Thank you.